Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Hugo. Today we're going to learn how to create a website in JS, and we're going to learn how to build components. If you didn't saw the video before, please have a look because we're going to use exactly the same code. Before we start, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Only 2.6% of my viewers are subscribers. I want to reach the 1000 subscribers and I need your help for that. So please don't forget to subscribe. So now let's continue with the video. One of the beauties of the React.js is when we do a refresh, it doesn't need to refresh the entire page. And what's going to happen is going to refresh only a specific component where you're doing an update. So in this case, what we're going to do, I'm going to teach you how to create several components. We're going to create a component of a header, a component of a body, where is going to reside all our applications, and then a footer and maybe a sidebar. So, and this creates a tree where we're going to have a footer. In this case, it's going to be called the app. This app will going to contain all the other components, which is going to be the head or the body, for example, the body, the head, and another one, for example, the footer. And inside of the body, we're going to have more components. So now let's look this in the code and let's build this. Once again, if you didn't saw my previous video, I recommend you to see and the first one as well to get the code from the first video of the series. This one we're going to use the same code from the previous video, and we're going to create the components from here. So if you see the code is a little bit different, please refer to the previous video. Okay, so now let's see the code. So I already started my project. The website now it's running. I'm going just to put this back over here. The website that I've created on the previous video, this was the state that we left, and now I'm going just to push this over here. Oops, let's go back over here. Now one of the things that I'm going to do is try to clean all this up. And first of all, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create here a new folder, which is going to be components. So now inside of these components, we're going to create another file. This file is going to be the header .js. Just rename this over here. We're going to import from React. So now I'm going to create a function. It's going to be called header. Header, it's already there. Let's put uppercase. The function name. Now let's open this. And now I want to return this. Return curly brackets, and now I'm going to copy what I've done here on my index.js, which I should have here the header. I think this is the footer. It's on my app. Oh, actually it's on my app, so let's remove this from here. Let's remove this from here. Actually, I want this. Let's remove this from here and put it here. Return. And now, one of the things that I need is to export this file so it can be read from my app, which is going to be my main application. So default has a header. Okay, so now I'm going to copy paste and I'm going to do exactly the same thing for the footer. Let's create here a new file, footer.js, and this I'm going to call footer. Here I'm going to call footer, and I'm going here to my index and copy the footer. Oh, just a footer. Okay, so here on the footer I don't need anything of this, I just need this. So I'm trying to organize my structure, my components, so I can manage much easier inside of my app. So now let's go here, let's remove this from here. I want to put my index as clean as possible. Let's remove this from here. Import app. So actually this, I don't need anything of this. I'm going to merge most of the stuff that it's here into other components. So this component here, I no longer need this. Okay, let's hit save, and what's going to happen is going to fail here, of course. Now I want my app to import. So let's my app needs to import from here. First of all, this goes to, I'm going to create a new app for this. So let's do one thing. Let's create here a new component, which is going to be cards, for example, .js. I'm going to copy this here, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing. Let me just clean this up. Oops, not this. I'm doing too much copy paste, but I will explain this at the end. So basically I'm trying to reuse what I've done and just put this a little bit more simpler. Okay, and here it's going to be called, so I'm going to call this cards, and this is going to be a card. I'm going to export as a card as well. React. Okay, so let's hit save. Now this is the footer, this is the header, so this is now start to be more simpler, the understanding of how the site's going to be structured. I no longer need this. This actually needs to go. This also needs to go. Control X. Let's put here on the cards, because our constants that are related to the card itself. So I'm not going to put it here. I don't need this. Okay, and now, and actually here I'm going to clean this up. I don't need a restrict mode. There's no restrict mode here. And document, there's missing something here, which is the, and I think it's correct now. Okay, now it's correct. Now let's go to the app, and on my app it's where I'm going to put, actually I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to move my app to inside of components, move, and here he automatically updated my path for components.app. And now on side of my app I'm going to do import. Actually I need to do one thing, import React as React, and now import cards. Actually let's put this by order. Header, import header from, so here I'm going to put the path which is header.js, not.js, and I'm going to do the same thing for my footer. And now for my cards. And now here I'm going to return a div. I'm going to just put here a div, and inside of this div I'm going to put the header, I'm going to put my footer. My footer over here. And now I'm going to put my card over here. Let's hit save. Let's try to clean this up. Okay. It's not declared the value. Let me check here. So after we refresh the page, he automatically updates the page here. So now I have everything in different folders, the header, the footer, and if I want to put another card here, I can put another card, just hit save, and another card shows up here, and so on. Can do the same thing here. Let me just move this back over here, and oops, let's hit save. So we already refresh, and here it shows up the cards. So as you can see, I can duplicate components really easy, just adding this component card. So this is quite simple how the components work. Of course, you can create multiple folders. I'm going to create this in the future videos. This is just for you to know how the components works and how we can create several components and how we can move around the components within the page, and how this is structured in a way that everybody can understand the code that we're writing. So the next video that I'm going to do now, it's going to be on props, where you're going to learn how to create like an object, and you can move that object and call that object in the cards. So for example, I'm going to create the object Bitcoin and the object Ethereum, for example, and I can use the same structure on these cards without changing the structure, just changing the values on it. So basically it's like creating an object, and this object is going to contain all the variables inside, all the attributes in this case of the object. In this case, going to be the name, is going to be the value, is going to be the dates, and the image as well. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you can receive also a notification on the upcoming video. And once again, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you, and see you next week.